Marcus Speaks. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks Live, where I play. I'm sorry, I'm stuck on yesterday's show. Welcome to Marcus Speaks Live, where I talk about various topics and all sorts of things during this podcast. Hold up. I got music playing now. Let me go over a few promotions and then we'll get into the show. So, people, welcome. I thank you guys for being here. I give you guys a round of applause. Now, if you could, like this video, share this video, and subscribe once you're here. And if you're new, subscribe if you have not. Alright, hit that bell icon to all so you can get all of my notifications once I go live. Alright? If you could, I have two YouTube channels, not one, but two. The main channel, which is this one, that you're watching this on, but also, you can basically subscribe to both channels from either channel. Both links are in the description box below, so have at it, alright? Now, when I do my shows on Fridays, I'm also on Twitch. So if you could, go over to twitch.tv/Marcus Speaks Productions. If you don't have the app, just go on the website. If you have the app, just type in Marcus Speaks Productions. I'm right there. Alright? Now, there's a scrolling tick down here at the bottom that you see. This gap right here, that starts the whole thing over. So once you see, follow me on social media at Instagram. Please follow me. The links are in the description below. My Facebook social media link is in the description below. And my Twitter is at the link below. I put something up on Twitter probably, I think it was Wednesday night, if not Thursday night. Answer the question, should still be there. Also, people, if you would like to come up here and talk to your boy, I have 3 rules for you to follow, alright? First rule, you must be on camera, alright? Secondly, if you don't want to be on camera, you still have to be on camera here on the backstage so I can see who I'm talking to. As well, there's a private chat. That's for you as well. Type in the private chat, hey, I like to come up and talk, but I don't want to be on camera. My name is so-and-so. And then once I'm ready for you, I'll tell you to turn your camera on so you can come up here. All right. Thirdly, please silence all background noise if you want to come up here. All right. I don't mind you being up here, but I do not want to hear your baby crying, your tea kettle screaming. I don't want to hear what music you're playing in the background because I'll get flagged for that. I don't want to hear what TV show you're watching. Once you come up here, please silence all background noise. And if you are watching this on your phone, please pause YouTube and then hit the link. All right? Those are the rules. Please follow them. All right? Now, people, when I make a point with my show, I usually have a video of some sort that goes along with what I'm talking about. Tonight, we'll be going over a whole bunch of things, so I will have some videos for you guys tonight, like I do as always, but the only way I can do that is by the YouTube policy as well as the federal fair use law. So if you don't know what fair use is, I'll tell you right now. Hello everyone, I'm going to tell you about fair use. It's the law. Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. All right. Now that you guys know what fair use is, what I want to share with you before we get into today's show, for some reason, New York has basically, I guess I have to reset all of this stuff since I turned it off. For some reason, which one am I on? Okay, so this one goes with, I think that's on the right one, and then I have this one. I hope that's the right one, so let's try it again. Okay, one second, y'all. Let's go back to it. Now let's see if it works. There it goes. See if the something works. It doesn't. So let me do the same thing that I just did, and then I'll do what I have to do. Sorry, people, technical difficulties here. Just, All right. So, like I was saying, I had a good flow with the show. What was going on? Again, New York City has released a PSA of some sort, and is getting its rounds here on social media. So I'm going to allow you guys to watch the abomination of what I watched over the week. So here we go.
So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why, just know that the big one has hit, okay? So what do? there are 3 important steps that I want you to remember. Step 1, get inside fast. You, your friends, your family, get inside. And no, staying in the car is not an option. You need to get into a building and move away from the windows. Step 2, stay inside. Shut all doors and windows.
Wait. How is it that you want me to go in the house, right? And get away from doors and windows. But once I get inside, you want me to get right to the same thing you told me to get the hell away from. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, let's keep going.
Basement, head there. If you don't have one, get as far into the middle of the building as possible. If you were outside after the blast, get clean immediately. Remove and bag all outer clothing to keep radioactive dust or ash away from your body. Step 3, stay tuned. Follow media for more information. Don't forget to sign up for Notify NYC for official alerts and updates. And don't go outside until officials say it's safe. All right, you've got this.
This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody. Now, that was a weird ass commercial. Let me get my levels right, y'all. All right, I should be good now. So, that was a weird ass commercial for the simple fact, because I just pointed out one thing. Number one, she told us to go in the house, right? I'm not from New York City, so any stretch of the imagination, I'm using it right now. So, first things first, go in the house. Shut all doors. Hold on. She said go in the house, right? Stay away from windows. Once you're in the house, lock all doors and windows? Like what? Lock all doors and windows? You just told me to stay the hell away from the windows. But you want me to basically do exactly what step 1 tells me not to do. And then thirdly is stay tuned to all media. Well, tonight, man, I'm gonna show you how media is basically on this bullshit. So I don't know if we can trust media. So, other than the media that we see today, what I'm doing, this type of media you can trust, but that mainstream foolishness, hell no. But that video was if there is a nuclear bomb warning that's heading this way towards the United States. If you guys don't already know, you can basically say we're in a Cold War. You can basically say that because of everything that we've been doing with Ukraine and sending them money and weapons and all kinds of foolishness. You can basically say that we are in a Cold War with Russia. And I'm gonna let you guys know this now. Russia's winning. I hope you guys know this shit. Like, Russia is not fucking around. Like, you may hear the mainstream media say, oh, well, Ukraine just bombed this whatever in Russia. It doesn't fucking matter. Russia has more troops than Ukraine. The war has been going on since February. We are now in July. it's not letting up anytime soon. And not only that, just to let you guys know, when they say that it's Putin's problem, no, Putin's the problem for high gas prices and all this. No, he's not. High food prices and all that. No, it's not. It's not. The reason why we're going through everything that we're going through right now is because of all of the money that was printed back in 2020. That's our problem right now. Our basic economy. I was about to say our basic economy. Our economy is basically it's on the rut right now. Not only that is it on the rut. We're about to enter a recession if we're not already in one right now. So, it's a lot of stuff going on in this country. Do we need nuclear problems? No, the fuck we don't. Like, we really don't. So, people, I hope you guys know this. There are all kinds of missiles out there. You have nuclear missiles that they've been, that we've known about for years now. There's also these new hypersonic missiles that are being tested as we speak. All right. There's also Hellfire missiles, which I believe they used in like Iran and Iraq and all that. There's also this new missile, which I believe is a hypersonic missile right now as well. This thing, let me tell you about this because I just seen a video on it sometime last weekend or sometime over the week. So this thing, when it's deployed, it goes to the atmosphere. So once it's in the atmosphere, it basically starts to drop. As it's dropping, it opens up, and there's like, depending on what like version it is, it's like 8 to 12 like mini missiles in there. So we're talking about a nuclear attack on New York. Sometimes you may not even have nuclear fallout with nuclear missiles. Sometimes they add the nuclear fallout just as an added touch. Most of the time, the nuclear radiation and fallout, it may not, like, they may not even added it into the missile. So we're talking about New York here, the 5 boroughs, including, all of the forgotten borough, you know what I'm saying, where Wu-Tang from, Staten Island. But also, you have all the surrounding places like Rochelle and all those other places. They'll be also in the blast radius as well. But we're talking about the 5 boroughs, and we're talking about like 8 to 12 missiles being fired off from one missile. So that's gonna level New York City. Like, you might as well kiss New York City's ass goodbye. It's a done deal. Like, it's no, like, for them to tell people stay in the house. Nah, y'all need to get the hell out of New York, because once those missiles hit, New York's done. There's no more empire. Like the islands of New York City, there's no more of them. No more. So their best bet is to redo this PSA and basically tell them, you know what, get the hell out of New York. So there is to it, to be honest. So, everybody, that's the end of that rant. Let's get into today's show. As I got this nice melodic music behind me. This is probably how R.Kelly felt when when his longtime girlfriend, Joycelyn Savage, proposed to him, or he proposed to her in jail, either or. That's a nice first topic. Y'all hear that? That's a nice song right there. So, this is probably what R. Kelly felt after his sentencing. So, R. Kelly reportedly engaged to Joycelyn Savage after being sentenced, if you guys haven't heard yet. So, if you guys don't know who Savage is, Joycelyn Savage is what people call one of his last few victims. The last two girls that were living with him, which was Joycelyn Savage, and I forgot the other chick's name. But if you remember the Gayle King report, but the Gayle King story that happened, last year or so, she was the one that was being very mouthy in the interview. So that was his second girlfriend. But since then, I believe that one has came out and said all kinds of things, or whatever. But Joycelyn stuck with him. She still believes that he is innocent, and that's her boo. So she wants him to come on home and be with her the rest of their days. So we all know R. Kelly got 30 years in his New York trial. He will be serving that 30 years, which he is 55. He won't be out of jail until he's 85. But you gotta remember, he still has cases in Chicago and Minnesota that he has to deal with. So he could be in jail the rest of his life. So maybe this is saving him from, I don't even want to say. That'll save him from, intimate things that he might get into once he's settled into jail. Who knows? Let's get into that video as of right now.
Last few days, R&B singer R.Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison on sex trafficking charges and still has more charges pending. The parents of his girlfriend, Joycelyn Savage, released a statement hoping the harsh sentencing meant their estranged daughter would return home. Joycelyn is one of R.Kelly's alleged victims. Recently, Joycelyn reveals that she and R.Kelly are engaged and advocating for a more lenient sentence for the convicted sex trafficker. Joycelyn Savage, in her letter, identifies herself as Robert Kelly's fiancée and insists she has wrongly been portrayed as a victim by the government and that R.Kelly is the best thing that's ever happened to her. According to TMZ.com, Gerald Griggs, an attorney for Savage's parents, said that Joycelyn never made the engagement known to the family and they've never even spoken about the possibility beforehand. Griggs also said that he finds it odd that Savage didn't testify about it under oath and instead slipped it into the letter submitted to the court. Savage's family strongly...
Before they continue, he probably won't go over. If he does, then okay. But if he doesn't go over the letter, I have the letter. So you guys don't have to worry about anything. I got 411 on what she wrote to the court. So, hey, you're welcome. I'm about to say you
doubts the engagement story and are wishing to reconnect with her to get the full story. Here's what Joycelyn Savage wrote according to TMZ.com.
Dear Honorable Judge and Donnelly, thank you for the opportunity to share my experiences with Robert Kelly. My name is Joycelyn Savage, and I'm Robert Kelly's fiancée. I'm writing this letter in support of Robert in advance of his sentencing, so I can explain to the court that I'm not the victim that the government has portrayed me to be. My relationship with Robert is amazing. He's the best thing that's ever happened to me. We have a very special connection and are deeply in love. I still support Robert to this day because I love him and will always be here to support him. Robert is not the monster that the government has described him to be. Robert, who I know, is very sweet, gentle, and kind. At the end of the day, he has always made sure that I'm taken care of, and any other women he was with as well. Robert's...
Now, does that sound like a victim to you? I went over this last week. Most of these women only came out about their experience with him is because the money ran dry. That's the only reason why. Let me turn the chat off. on the screen. Not the chat, but the chat that was sitting here on the screen. Yeah, but the money ran dry. They didn't have any loyalty to him, so they was like, let's talk about this nigga on camera about the shit that I've been through. Now, we all know with this family that the father had some sort of dealing with this. The mother also had some sort of dealing with this by serving their child up on a silver platter. Could have been a golden platter from what the Mr. Savage does for a living. But if you guys don't know, that is Joycelyn's sister, the rapper out of her and her sisters. That's Joycelyn's the singer, her sister's the rapper. If you guys did not know that, they also tried to serve their youngest daughter on a silver platter to Robert as well. But I believe at the time she was too young. But some people may be looking at me like, Marcus, what the fuck is too young for R.Kelly? I know. All right? I know. But it's just to paint a picture. Let's keep going.
All around incredible person. He loves his music and is very passionate about that. He's positive, outgoing, and very generous. He always takes any opportunity he can to help those in need. He's very determined and focused on his goals, and the things that have been said about him, with me and other women being held against our will, is absolutely untrue. It's the complete opposite of who he is and what my relationship is like with Robert. Robert and I are deeply in love, and it breaks my heart that the government has created a narrative that I'm a victim. I'm a grown woman and can speak for myself, which is
No. It's not the narrative that the government portrayed. It's the it's the picture that the director of the Surviving R. Kelly series and Gloria Allred has painted to the world, as well as we might as well put Lifetime in there because they accepted the documentary for their programming. So these are the three people that you got. These are the three entities that you guys have to look at for causing R. Kelly to have such turmoil, as well as this. Once all the information was out, that then allowed any lawyer who might have had a girl come up to them and be like, "Yeah, I was abused by R. Kelly, and I want my $1 million." So boom, that's what happened. They started to go forth with the proceedings of each case, and he gets 30 years in jail from the 30 years he's been doing this, in the 30 years he's been in the business. So that's the irony of everything. All right, let's keep going.
why I wanted to provide this letter to the court. I respectfully ask that the court take my words into consideration when sentencing Robert. He is a great man, with a great heart, and deserves to be home with his loved ones who are ready to support him. Thank you for reading this letter. Joycelyn Savage.
Thank you for watching.
All right. So that was Joycelyn's letter. So I might go over some points of the letter since it was read, but here's the article. So the article goes, R. Kelly is engaged to one of his victims. The woman has claimed as the relationship came to light weeks after the disgrace of R. Kelly. The disgraced R&B singer was jailed for 30 years. Joycelyn Savage revealed the alleged engagement in a letter to Judge Ann Donnelly, obtained by TMZ. Wait a minute, how the hell does TMZ get all this information? TMZ got a video of a podcast I watch every week. They got like the video, like the video and audio cut off from the video, right? from YouTube. Like once something was about to happen, we didn't see anything, right? Then they came back and there was a video explaining what happened. But then a day later, TMZ somehow gets the video. So how does TMZ get all of this information of stuff that we don't even know? Who are they paying? Who's in their back pocket? We need to know these things about TMZ. All right. So it's a YouTuber that gets information. So Flacco, get on that. All right. So moments before Kelly was sentenced, the Sun reports, "My name is Joycelyn Savage. I am Robert Kelly's fiance." All right. She reportedly penned in the letter. So also, like I said, I'll go over this a little bit. So Miss Savage went on to say her relationship with Robert is amazing and they were deeply in love. Right? So, let's see. I don't want to go over the full letter again because it just went over. Let's see. Damn, this letter's long as hell. So, also she says he's very determined and focused on his goals and the things that he have been said about him with and the things that have been said about him with me and other women being held against our will is absolutely untrue. It's the complete opposite of who he is and what my relationship is like with Robert, she concluded. Gerald Griggs, a lawyer for Miss Savage's parents, told TMZ she never made the engagement known to the family, and they've never even spoken about the possibility beforehand. The family lawyer questioned the engagement's legitimacy because Miss Savage didn't testify about it under oath and instead slipped it into the letter. Miss Savage's family strongly doubts the engagement story, and would like to reconnect with her to hear the whole story. However, they have not talked to Miss Savage since she left. She left to live with R.Kelly. Well, if you guys watch one of their documentaries of when the Savages, it should be on Hulu. If not, it's on. No, it's on Hulu. If not, I believe you can find it on YouTube. But basically, what you don't do to somebody that is hiding something, you don't start asking them a whole bunch of questions. That's exactly what they did in that documentary. When they asked her about what's going on with her and Robert and their relationship, she basically tells them it's none of their goddamn business what's going on. This is what she says to her family. And that she's all right, everyone there is all right, and all kinds of other things. And then, it's a whole bunch of other foolishness that happens within the documentary. It's a shit show, but it's entertaining enough to know that they can't bottle the beast of what they've made. Meaning this, they basically gave her to R. Kelly once they wanted her back, and R. Kelly was like, well, wait. You guys told me to help her out with her career. That's what I'm trying to do. But now you guys are trying to take her away from me, from her building her career. All right, she's free to go. She can go whenever she wants to. I'm not holding her against her will. But the narrative of what the family depicts is that he won't allow her to talk to us. But when she gets on the phone, it's kind of weird, like the conversation, like she comes on the phone and says, I'm all right, I'm fine, I'm not being held against my will, blah, 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 blah. It was kind of weird to hear that, like, in the documentary. And then the father tries, to scream on R.Kelly, but the phone hangs up. And then he's sitting there helpless because he can't do shit. But this is what happens when you created the monster that you did. You wanted your daughter to be famous. A famous person came to town. Somehow you got to him. He sees, I guess, the talent in your daughter, and he's like, well, fuck it. You'll like me to get your daughter to the professional part of being an entertainer. Okay, well, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to need some sort of control over her career, i.e., I need control over her. So you gave your daughter to R. Kelly. Now you're in the predicament that you're in now. I believe she didn't eat when R. Kelly was being thrown out of the Trump Towers in Chicago. I believe she never went back home. It was the other girl, I believe, who went back home, but Joycelyn never went back home. You know what I mean? So you got Aura here, R.Kelly, who then took Miss Joycelyn Savage underneath his wing, and then the rest is history. All right, so let's get back into this. Let's see. The revelation came 2 weeks after the disgraced singer was sentenced to 3 years in prison after being found guilty of orchestrating a scheme to recruit women and underage kids for sex. The singer, born Robert Sylvester Kelly, was convicted of 9 criminal counts last September, including violation of the Mann Act. One minute here as I turn the page. In racketeering, Judge Ann Donnelly told the former R&B hitmaker 55 that the public has to be protected from behaviors like this. Before handling him a stiff sentence, these crimes were calculated and carefully planned and regularly executed for almost 25 years. You taught them to love, that love is enslavement and violence, Miss Donnelly told the singer. Kelly declined to make a statement before he was sentenced due to pending litigation, according to his lawyer. When asked by the judge if he wished to make a statement, Kelly said, "Yes, Your Honor, this is my wish." Kelly is scheduled to face another federal trial alongside his former employees in Illinois. In that indictment, he is accused of both producing child sexual I'll say that again. He is accused of both producing child sexual abuse material and conspiring with employees to corruptly win his 2008 acquittal. The trial is scheduled to begin on August 15th. Now let's get back to one of these points that the judge made. Let's see. She says this: the public has to be protected from behaviors like this, right? Now, there are plenty of kids who are being sexually abused every day, right? So if these crimes have to be, or if people have to be protected by behaviors like this, why don't they or why do they give such short sentences to people who commit crimes such as R.Kelly, right? Such as what? Molestation, sexual abuse, um, grooming, which is happening now with, this whole craziness that's going on around the country with a certain alphabet group of people. What else? Uh, Hell, it happens in families and shit like that. Like, it's a lot of this stuff happening. And then they get put on the sex offenders list. So anybody in the public can look up, okay, this person is a sex offender. They have to go door to door, I believe. If not, they don't do that anymore. But if they do, they have to go door to door and tell people, yes, I'm a sexual, not a sexual deviant, but I'm a sex offender. I'm introducing myself to let you guys know who I am, and blah 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 blah. A lot of this stuff still goes on today. So why is it that he's sentenced to 30 years, but Ghislaine Maxwell only gets 20, and she orchestrated damn near all of what Jeffrey Epstein was doing? Did she not? Ghislaine gets 20 years in a federal prison, which I believe she probably won't even do all of the 20 years, nor will she be in Club Fed with everybody else. She'll probably be on like some sort of rich person's federal jail, where they get to bake cookies and file tax returns and get money and shit like that. Rich people jail. While R. Kelly gets his name diminished and he has to be in general population with the rest of the folk. Come on, man. Come on, man. This case really is case and cases. Now, I do like that this is happening, right? That he's scheduled for his Chicago court case in August with some of his employees. Now, does that mean his employees throughout the years, or his employees that worked for him before all of this started to go on? Him, losing money, him getting canceled, shows being canceled, stuff like that. Is he going to, or I'm sorry, is his employees from yesteryear going to be there and being prosecuted, or just a certain select few of like the remaining ones that stayed around at the end of everything? We need answers. We need to know. And we need that shit to be on TV, because some of his employees were females. And one of the females that I showed last week was someone who worked for him and knew all the things that he did, and also recruited some of the girls, of which most of that shit happened. So, also, let's put it like this too. Why don't some of those girls who are on Surviving R. Kelly get prosecuted as well? Because they admitted on camera that, yes, that they did have sexual experiences with underage girls. So we can still have them claim victim status while also being a victimizer. Something's not adding up here. Something legitimately isn't adding up. You gotta remember, she chose to stay with that man. She chose to stay within the good graces of R. Kelly's money and his fame and everything that comes with it. She chose to stay as also with the other girl. I forgot her name, but she's not important. Like, I'm not understanding. And do y'all remember that video that came out of the other girl that was with Joycelyn at the end of all this? When she made that, I believe it was an Instagram live video where she walked into the apartment and told Joycelyn to start packing her stuff because it's over. Like, they got them, everything's done. Like, might as well go home. You gotta remember, they both were still down with this nigga after all of the bullshit stopped. Now one remains and is now saying to in public now through a letter that her and R.Kelly are engaged and they're very much in love, and he doesn't deserve what he's getting because no one, absolutely no one, was held against her will or in any sort of sex cult of which people were saying. Now, this is coming from an insider. Now, some people may say, "Well, Marcus, she was brainwashed. She'll say anything to get him out of the trouble that he's in." I understand that, but we also have an inside voice from somebody who actually was there in the shit of what we would call a sex cult, or him, them saying he racketeered all of his, victims and stuff like that. Like, he basically had a sex abuse crime syndicate, basically is what they were saying. But he was the only person committing those crimes. Why is his employees now being put up on charges and being indicted to come to court to now have their sentences thrown to them as well for being a part of exactly what they sentenced R. Kelly in New York for? Why are they being prosecuted now? Who are we going to get? Just his bodyguards and his manager? No. If he had a criminal enterprise, of which they said, if he had a criminal enterprise, right? Why is it that only just one person is being sentenced to 30 years? That's all I want to know. Like, it's not rocket science. Like, it's really not. Like, a lot of people will say, well, it's more stuff to this. Like, we don't know all the ins and outs of it. I understand. There's your inside person right over there. You can talk to her if she wishes to answer any of you guys' questions. That's YouTuber and mainstream. That's YouTuber and mainstream news reporter alike. Hell, Gayle King got the story out. She said it was a TMZ video that came out of her being at a park saying, "I'm not being hurt. I'm not being harmed. I'm not being held against my will. R. Kelly is the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I wish to continue the journey of which I've been through with him and continue with everything that's going on." That was her words. You can look this shit up online. If you guys want to get down to the nitty-gritty of how shit was ran, boom, Shorty. Let me bring her back up. Her right there. That's all you need. Now, will R. Kelly's lawyer appeal the New York stuff? I believe she will, but she has other shit that she has to deal with as far as the Illinois case and the Indiana case. No, Minnesota's not in Indiana. Minneapolis, sorry. Minnesota, sorry. Two other federal trials Well, when that case goes on and the news report starts coming out, I'll make sure that I'll bring all of that information here on this show, just to see what they give the employees. That's what I really want to see. All right. So that ends the first story. The second story, which is a big one, really. So if you guys don't know the story of the late Emmett Till, Emmett Till was a 14-year-old boy from Chicago whose family resided and is from Jackson, Mississippi. One summer, he goes to his uncle's house in Mississippi to spend the summer. He promised his sister that he would protect her son at all costs. Well, one outing with his cousins, they're downtown, taking in the sights. He's a big city boy, so he wants to come down to a small town in Mississippi to see how they got, how they live and how they got down. Which he was warned by his mother, by all means, do yourself a favor. Do not look at or go to any white establishments or white people at all. All right. So with that warning, he takes the advice. But one day there was an incident where a woman by the name of Carolyn Bryant tells her husband that a little black boy whistled at her and catcalled her. With that being said, that very same night, these white men drive up to his uncle's house, break the door in, drags Emmett Till out of the house down to the Chattahoochee River? I believe, no, that's in Georgia, I believe, Chattahoochee. Anyway, drags him down to the river, beats his face to where he's unrecognizable, and then throws his body into the river. There's been various speculations for years that Carolyn Bryant lied about Emmett Till whistling at her. For years this has happened. To the point to where that the police wrote a police warrant for Carolyn Bryant's arrest. Somehow that got lost. That got lost, and it was never to be found until now. That very warrant has been found, and they are going door to door to various houses, of which which is listed of where Carolyn Bryant has lived, just to see if she's home. You don't believe me? Believe the news. Here we go to the next video.
More than a week ago, an unserved arrest warrant was found in regards to the death of Emmett Till.
A group of activists gathered in Raleigh calling on the arrest of Carolyn Donham. CBS 17's Brea Hollingsworth joins us live with more on their efforts. Brea.
Yeah, those activists showed up at two addresses where they believe Carolyn Bryant Donham lives. No one answered the door at one, so then they came to this building. That's when police showed up. Now, a piece of history found in a Mississippi courthouse basement is bringing new attention to the death of Emmett Till that occurred back in 1955, but it's also sparking outrage. Today, attorney Malik Shabazz, along with other activists, delivered eviction papers asking Donham to leave the state of North Carolina. Activists tell me that they want Donham arrested, saying that her accusations that Till whistled at her led to his eventual abduction.
So wait. So they're serving an eviction notice to then give her police warrant that was drawn up in Jackson, Mississippi, and they're trying to give it to her in North Carolina. I believe that wouldn't fly, but if Malik Zulu Shabazz, which he is an attorney, so he knows the ins and outs of the law. So if this holds up, then I believe shabazz on this. Let's keep going.
And gruesome death.
Carolyn Bryant Donham is a fugitive from justice. Carolyn Bryant Donham has ran and hid and ducked from justice long enough.
And they tell me that they won't stop until she is arrested. Attorney Malik Shabazz says that he's planning to be in Mississippi this week to pressure the LaFleur County District Attorney to enforce the warrant that was never served to Dunham. In Raleigh, Brea Hollingsworth, CBS 17 News.
Now this is what I want. This is what I want to understand. Would they have to draw up a new warrant for this? Because as we know, murder isn't protected under the what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Murder doesn't have a statute. Is it a statute too? Is it statute? Whatever the word is, y'all know what I'm talking about. It doesn't have any frame of time to it. Murder does. It doesn't have any frame of time of when someone can be placed upon those charges of which was made. So, would Carolyn Bryant, and this is only a question that I'm asking to you guys, would Carolyn Bryant be an accessory to murder? Because you gotta remember, her husband and whomever was with him murdered Emmett Till, from her words, right? Would that make her a accessory to murder? If it does, then yeah, I believe she deserves to spend the rest of her weeks in jail, because she has to be somewhere within her 80s. So it's only going to take weeks for her to prove. But if it holds up, and I hope that it does, I believe that she needs to serve the rest of her days in jail, for the simple fact is this: she made a heinous, and I do say heinous, crime to a young boy that didn't deserve exactly what was done to him. Look at that angelic face of his. He did not deserve what happened to him, all because of a white woman saying that he whistled at her. It's uncalled for. It's heinous to the fact that this woman is a fucking menace to fucking society. Back then, well, now we call women like her Karens. She was the Karen of her day. It's unbelievable what happened to that young kid then. He will be a grown-ass man now. It's very unfortunate what happened to him. And it's all because of that woman that you see down at the lower left-hand corner of that picture. It was crazy. So let me see if there's any more on this video.
Barbara, thank you.
The town of Garner has joined the list
All right. Who the hell's Adam Gardner?
of Wake County community.
Okay, that wasn't important. So, let's get into the article, because I have some things I want to go over with this, and let's see if I can get to them in a timely fashion. So here we go. In Jackson, Mississippi, a team searching a Mississippi courthouse basement for evidence about the lynching of black teen Emmett Till has found the unserved warrant charging a white woman in his 1955 kidnapping. And relatives of the victim want authorities to finally arrest her nearly 70 years later. A warrant for the arrest of Carolyn Bryant Dunham identified as Miss Roy Bryant on the document, was discovered last week by searches inside the file folder that had been placed in a box. LaFleur County Circuit Clerk Emmett Stockstill told the Associated Press on Wednesday. Documents are kept inside boxes by decades, he said, but there was nothing else to indicate where the warrant dated August 29th, 1955 might have been. They narrowed it down between 1950s and 1960s and got lucky, said Stockstill, who certified the warrant as genuine. The search group includes members of Emmett Till's Legacy Foundation and two Till relatives, cousin Deborah Watts, head of the foundation. Let me keep going. And her daughter Terry Watts. Relatives want authorities to use the warrant to arrest Dunham, who at the time of the slaying was married to one of two white men tried and acquitted just weeks after Till was abducted from a relative's home, killed, and dumped into a river. Servant and charge her, Terry Watts told the Associated Press in the interview. Keith Buchamp, whose documentary film The Untold Story of Emmett Lewis Till preceded a renewed Justice Department probe that ended without charges in 2007, was also part of the search. He said there's enough new evidence to prosecute Dunham. Dunham set off the case in August 1955 by accusing the 14-year-old Till of making improper advances at a family store in Money, Mississippi. A cousin of Till who was there has said Till whistled at the woman, an act that flew in the faces of Mississippi's racist social codes of the era. Evidence indicates a woman, possibly Dunham, identified Till to the men who later killed him. The arrest warrant against Dunham was publicized at the time, but the LaFleur County Sheriff told reporters he did not want to bother the woman since she had two young children to care for. Now, in the 80s, and most recently living in North Carolina, Dunham has not commented publicly on calls for her prosecution. But Terry Watts said the Till family believes the warrant accusing Dunham of kidnapping amounts to new evidence. This is what the state of Mississippi needs to go ahead, she said. District Attorney Dwayne Richardson, whose office would prosecute a case, declined comment on the warrant, but cited a December report about the Till case from the Justice Department, which said no prosecution was possible. Contacted by the Associated Press on Wednesday, LaFleur County Sheriff Ricky Banks said, "This is the first time I've known about a warrant." Banks, who was 7 years old when Till was killed, said, "Nothing was said about a warrant. When a former district attorney investigated the case 5 or 6 years ago, I will see if I can go get a copy of the warrant and get with the DA and get their opinion on it," Banks said. If the warrant can still be served, Banks said, he would have to talk to the law enforcement officers in the state where Durham resides. So, Miss Bryant, unresolved thread in Till's abduction. The prosecutor of Durham for involvement in Till's abduction has long been unresolved thread in the saga of Emmett Till. Bryant and Millam cited the encounter between Till and Bryant at the grocery store in Money, Mississippi, as an investigating event. Hold on. As the instigating event that inspired Till's kidnapping, but Durham's alleged presence presence at his abduction, torture, or murder has not been proven in court. In Durham's own words to the FBI agent Dale Dillinger in 2005 during a cognitive interview, her husband Roy Bryant, J.W. Millam, and a family friend named Elmer Kimball brought Till by the Bryant's house unharmed the night of the killing in order for her to identify him as the boy who had whistled at her at the Bryant's grocery store in Money, Mississippi. As Dillinger detailed in Baton Rouge last week, in the 2005 interview, the former Mississippi-based FBI agent said week. Durham refused to admit that she personally identified Till in 1955, but the testimony of Moses Wright, Till's great uncle, who courageously stood in front of an all-white jury and identified Bryant and Millam as the men who abducted his great-nephew, identified a likely female voice as having positively identified Till in the car that carried him off to his fate. No other women were present at the encounter between Till and Dunham. Previously, LaFleur County District Attorney Joyce Charles brought the case against Dunham before a grand jury in 2007, who declined to indict her for the murder of Till. Keith was able to present the things you saw in the film today as building blocks for why there ought to be an investigation. Former FBI investigator Killinger said in Baton Rouge last week, and that led to the district attorney saying, if the FBI investigates it, I'll prosecute it. So essentially, the FBI investigation in 2004 was really just us doing it for the state prosecutor. But the No True Bill, the 2007 grand jury hearing returned, does not preclude the investigation or prosecution of Dunham for kidnapping or any other crime involving the lynching of Emmett Till. So FBI unsuccessful to date in case. So more recently, the FBI closed a renewed investigation into the murder of Emmett Till in late 2021, concluding that it did not have the ability to seek federal charges for his murder. Former FBI agent Cynthia Dietel, is that how you say that? Dietel? Dietel. That's how you say it. Okay, so Cynthia Dietel, who led the FBI's cold case initiative from 2008 to 2011. 2011 explained last week after a June 2022 screening of documentarian Keith Bucham's The Untold Story of Emmett Lewis Till, that the agency had only 3 statutes available to prosecute cold cases. One was kidnapping across state lines, one was murder on federal land, and one was use of an explosive device, Dito said last week. As Till's kidnapping did not cross state lines, nor did his murder occur on federal land, the Bureau's ability to prosecute those involved with his lynching was limited. But the state of Mississippi has much broader general police powers, and there is no statute on limitations on kidnapping or murder in the state. Being blunt about the agency's own uh, institutional and systematic racism, Dito also pointed out that the FBI in 1955 was not yet ready to prosecute Till's killers and kidnappers under the federal civil rights conspiracy statute, as they successfully used against several members of the lynch mob who killed one black man and two white men in 1964 in Nashaba County. Indeed, much of the case against Dunham has been assembled in the years since the release of filmmaker Buchan's The Untold Story of Emmett Till, which included first-hand accounts of Till's arrival and abduction in Mississippi, as well as the national outpouring that followed his mother, Mammy Till Mobley Bradley's decision to hold an open casket funeral for her son to show the world his mutilated face and head. Former FBI agents like Dillinger and Dito acknowledged at last week's screening in Baton Rouge that the FBI had been virtually useless in the investigation of Till's murder until the 21st century, attempting no real investigation of the crime until 2005. Buchan told the Mississippi Free Press tonight that he welcomes the discovery of the warrant he knew existed. In the spirit of Miss Mammy Till Mobley and Simon Wright, or is that Simone? I think it's Simon. Nah, I think it's Simone. Simone Wright, who worked tirelessly to get justice. We won't stop until all who are involved with the kidnapping and murder of Emmett Till are held accountable for their actions, the filmmaker said. So, if that is true, if they can come up with some sort of something for Emmett Till to be, or his killer, his remaining killer, because the other two died like long time ago. If they can get that to be prosecuted, then cool. Because I believe this was at one of the court cases. This picture right here, I think I have another one, I believe. This is the arrest warrant right here. So if they can get this like redone and whatever, then cool. But I believe that this was her husband at the time. If you can see my cursor or my pointer, I believe this was one of the killers as well as this man right here. So, since the two men have passed, and she's the last remaining person to be alive and to be a part of the murder, then I believe personally that she should be prosecuted and brought up on charges for her heinous lying of what Emmett Till did. And I hope that creates a snowball effect to the point to where any other black man who was killed by lynch mob or by any racist grouping, and those people are still alive today, I believe if they can prosecute Carolyn Bryant, then I believe that it should start a snowball effect to prosecute any person who had committed murder, which that will fall under the what's the RICO. It should fall underneath the RICO. So, you know, if that can happen, then cool. I'm fine with that. Like, they need to bring that bitch up on charges because she fucked around and got a young boy killed for no fucking reason, and she can still go home at night and sleep in her bed without worry. Nah, bitches, I think it's about time for you to worry because it's about time you face charges for your wrongdoings. I believe you should. So ending it there, I would love to say this before we move on to our main story of the night. Although in the 1950s and 60s and 70s that there were a lot of lynchings and killings and stuff like that, but in the state of Delaware in Dover, not too long ago, a man was found hung from a tree. Also, in other towns around the country, mainly in the South, and I believe in California as well, there was also black men who were found hanging from trees. So like I said earlier, if this can start a snowball effect and they can pinpoint who has done these wrongdoings to these men, then they all should be brought up on charges. Because why are these people allowed to be functioning in society knowing that they created a heinous crime or done a heinous crime at that by murdering somebody? So with that being said, if that can happen, then cool. I'm fine with it. If it can't, then at least try something that might work, that will make the family of Emmett Till and the rest of the other people's families feel good about themselves and about their family members, because at least they know that justice was brought on the person who did not only their family members wrong, but the family itself wrong by taking the life of one of their loved ones. All right, so that ends that story. So, people, I don't know what the hell is going to happen with my channel after this story, but who the fuck cares? I'll take a week off. I don't give a damn. So, your boys over there at 4chan. Your boys over there at 4chan found some information on a certain president's son. So the rumor mill says that 4chan got iCloud information from Hunter Biden's iPhone. So we're talking about this Hunter Biden, if I have him next. Yes, this Hunter Biden. But he doesn't really look like that anymore. But behind him is basically what was found. Like this right here, if you guys can see my cursor. Right here is all the stuff that they found. Will I bring that up on my fucking show? I might, if I can find it. But yeah, man, it's been a lot of things going on with this story. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if they have it. If they don't, then it's fine. I don't need it. my Siri right now is acting funny. Like she just said something to me just now. Never asked her a goddamn thing. So I believe they got me right now. They got me right now. So hey, if y'all are listening, I don't want no problems. So yeah, I got it. I got the photo. So I'll be getting it here in just a minute. So how does my screen look? Okay, so I gotta do this real fast so I can show you guys what was found. Oh, I have it already. I did not know that. Let me remove it. Hold up. I have several pictures of this. I have markup and stuff. Hold on. Delete this. Alright, so we're about to get a helping of what was just found that I already had, which I did not know that I already had it. Close this, let me bring this back up, and boom, here we are. This is everything. They took some things out from what was seen last week. Like this. So on your screen you should see four things circled in red, but one name stands out. Is the name Pedo Pete. Who the hell's Pedo Pete? Well, in one of the ones that they have highlighted, which is this one down here, it says, "I love you, Pop." Let me enlarge this so I can actually read what the hell's going on this. In 1 second. Okay, here we go. It says, "I love you, Pop." Brett Kavanaugh is at the girls' Sidwell basketball game versus Visitation. Morning, my beautiful grandchildren. I don't know what this says, but flight back to DC. Have a good day. Stay warm. Wish I could hug each one of you so I could stay warm when I land in cold DC without an overcoat. Love you guys. Pop. So that's President Joe Biden speaking, which Hunter Biden has his father underneath of the name of Pedo Pete. Hey, man, that family. Hey, but that's not the only thing that was found. Was just screenshots of things going on in his phone. I mean, text messages going on in his phone. The other matters that was that they took out. Let me go back to the first picture. What's this? They downloaded damn near everything, right? This is between his laptop, his Apple laptop, his iPhone, and his iPad that they took all this information from. And they went through it. So much so that they got this dude with an industrial strength crack pipe, panic mode, that they got certain pictures of this man. Shit, he must be playing that Control song from Big Sean that was featuring Kendrick Lamar and what was the other dude's name? I forgot his name because he's not important. He doesn't really rap no more like that. But y'all remember Kendrick Lamar's part? I don't smoke crack, motherfucker. I sell it. Well, it looks like he smokes the crack. So, man, let's get into some what's going on with this. It's human events host Jack Posobiec posted last Saturday, which I was live when this came out. Last Saturday, July 9th, 2022, on Twitter, 4chan has apparently cracked Hunter Biden's iPhone backup password and are leaking everything. The Gazette reports that 4chan users were rapidly posting the alleged contents of Hunter Biden's iCloud account to the forum on Saturday night. Now let's check this out. Check this out. Let me take this down. Most of those people who have posted all that shit on their Twitters or Instagrams, all of their accounts have been permanently deleted by the company itself. Or, well, with Twitter, I believe you can have your account back if you don't have any like heinous shit that happened to you already. You can basically, when you come back, you have to delete that tweet. That's the only way you can come back, which I believe with those people, they can't get their accounts back because they posted sensitive information of what they're calling it. So, with that being said, we might as well get into what one of those sensitive causes of information was. Here we go. Now, what are those white rocks that's sitting on that digi-scale, you may ask? I don't smoke crack, motherfucker. I sell it.
2.07. I got the bag.
That's the next video. All right, that's the next video. Y'all ain't gonna believe y'all's eyes on what the hell you're going to see there. So, site administrators were rushing to take down or archive the post as quickly as they went up. Many posts on the site still are being posted or are being saved to other sites. In another tweet on the alleged Hunter Biden crack, Posobiec wrote, 4chan has allegedly created torrents for the Hunter Biden iPhone and iCloud backups and are now seeding them. Which, during my whole stint of leeching, of what they call it, seeding and leeching. Seeding means they're placing it on the torrent site for you to take. Leeching means you're taking it. So as a former leecher myself, I downloaded some shit that I wasn't supposed to download. It's all gone now. So anyway, so yeah, basically now people with these torrents, and I suggest if you do want to download this shit, make sure you're encrypted, your firewall is up, and what else? You have an encryption, you have a firewall, you have some sort of web safety protections, such as like McAfee or something like that. Also, you might want to not download it directly to your own hard drive, but download it to an external hard drive. So if anyone goes in to touch what's going on in your computer, and if they come across that, you can't be prosecuted for having sensitive information. And also, don't do it on a computer that you use regularly. Get a computer that you don't use that might be just sitting up on the shelf collecting dust. Update that bitch if you have to. Download what you have to download and take that motherfucker directly off from your internet connection as soon as that shit downloads. Because if you don't, and if you get found with this information, who knows what the hell is going to happen. That's why I don't download any of so-called sensitive information. Hell, the things I was downloading back in the day, whatever, it doesn't really matter anymore. So, to continue, that means even if 4chan gets shut down, the copies will still be out there. So basically, anybody can host a torrent. They can even take that same torrent that they downloaded and reseed it to whatever torrent websites. Back in the day, I don't know if it's still there or if it's still a site, but Pirates Bay. The Pirates Bay, that was a big torrent website. You know, some people still use BearShare, which fucks your computer up. Also, Frost and LimeWire, which fucks your computer up. The fuck? Some on my lip. God damn. Anyway, let's see. The Washington Examiner tried, but was unable to immediately verify the contents of Biden's hacked iCloud. Earlier this year, the Washington Examiner was able to further verify the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop from hell. So, if you guys don't remember the whole laptop debacle, so here's the story. Hunter Biden goes to a laptop repair shop in I believe it was in Delaware. I just don't know what county. I believe it was Newcastle County, which is a county that's right next to mine, here in Maryland. So, if it wasn't Newcastle County, it was Kent County, which is only because Delaware, the state of Delaware is made up of 3 counties. You have Newcastle County, you have Kent County, which that county is shared with Maryland in a way, sort of, and you have Sussex County. Those are the 3 counties in Maryland. In Delaware. Sorry, those are 3 counties in Delaware. Which Delaware is one of our small states here in the United States. It's not the smallest, but it's one of the smallest. Which Newcastle County is I would say, the biggest county out of all of them. Sussex could be a little bigger. I'm not sure. I think Sussex is the biggest county. That's where all your chicken farms and stuff are at. That's the reason why University of Delaware is named the Blue Hens. What else? I'm lost in thought right now. I'm still talking. Kent County which is more like, I would say it's a fisherman's county because it's a lot of watering holes and swamps and stuff, and rivers and stuff. So hold on, I believe it was in Newcastle County that that the laptop was found by the owner of the said repair shop. He's made his rounds on certain news stations to give his account of what he found on the computer, but you have the left-leaning lamestream news who basically went out to say that none of what has been brought up is true. None of it is true. Don't believe it. It's all a sham. Don't believe what you've been hearing. Okay, cool. That got brought up. Some people left it alone, but all of us true believers knew that there was something about that laptop that could indicate Joe Biden and as well as Hunter Biden's dealings in a certain company in Ukraine, as well as China, I believe, too. But all the things that we've been hearing about Ukraine and how Joe Biden has been giving money to them and stuff like that is all a scheme, to me personally. It's all a scheme to make sure that none of the shit that will get out from Hunter Biden's dealings over there. As you know, he used Air Force 2, I believe, to fly him over there to Ukraine because Hunter Biden and I would say Joe Biden are on a board for an energy company over there, which Hunter Biden was being paid, I believe it was $56,000 a month or something like that. So, hey, who knows what will come out of this? But let's just say that, hey, left-leaning mainstream news, you've been wrong the whole time, the entire time. Now, which was a story broken by the New York Times. I'm getting back into the thing. So what I left off on was the Washington Examiner was able to further verify the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop from hell, which was a story broken by the New York Post in October 2021 after it was examined by former Secret Service agent Constantinos Gus Dimitrilos. We'll just call him Gus. Old Gus, a cyber forensics expert. Gus was using a technique he developed called digital sandwiching. Gus said Biden was the only person capable of producing the data emerging from the laptop. While the hacked iCloud contents have yet to be verified, Gus did show that Biden's iCloud had been syncing his data across not only his laptop, but also his iPhone and iPad. So, people, if you guys aren't familiar with Apple products, it's a thing that we have called an ecosystem, right? So I can send a text message with my phone and only have an Apple computer. I had an iPad, but I see no reason for an iPad anymore. For some things, I might need one soon, but who knows? But basically this. If I'm sitting here texting someone from hold on. Let's say I'm out. Let's say I'm out at the store, right? And let's say I had a text. I was texting someone from my computer. I can pick up that same conversation on my cell phone. So that is part of the ecosystem. Any sort of, like, when I do these shows and when I'm printing these pages up, if I keep my show's articles and stuff that I lay out and have things that I have to say while I'm doing this show, as I'm doing now, I can not only do it from my computer, I can pick it up on my phone and continue all of my research and putting stuff into the show that I want to say and stuff like that. Like, I can do it all on the fly. So, you know, if you have an iPhone, iPad, or iPod, or, you know, whatever, you'll be able to do all of this as well if you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. So basically him syncing that information to his laptop, then spread across to his phone, and as well as his linking his iPhone to his computer, spread to his computer as well as to his iPad. So all the information that they seek, which I brung that up, people, if you guys want to see it again. So, hold on one second. So, this is his iPhone stuff here. This is his iPhone stuff. And this is his iPad stuff. So they grabbed it. They grabbed the conversations that he was having not only in his iPhone, but onto his iPad as well. Y'all can see the iPad is information is down here and everything that he has in it. So within his ecosystem, he has in his ecosystem, he has his iPad, his iPhone, and might be a burner iPhone as well. He has his Apple Watch backup and his iCloud account as well. So, thing is, with my phone, I won't tell y'all the ins and outs, but I don't have to hook my phone up to my computer anymore. It's like I have it to where I don't have to do that anymore. So, by him having to do that still, he's kind of behind in the times. Plus, every time I use my phone, I have a VPN on, so anything that I search can't be searchable. Can't be searched at all. So, yeah. But so where am I at? Okay, so Hunter's Apple ID was allegedly on 46 devices since 2021, including multiple computers, phones, tablets, and Apple TVs. This is I'll finish this and then I'll comment on it. So many of which could have backed up information to his iCloud. He must be stupid than a motherfucker. In 46 different devices. Do you know what you're supposed to do once you have a new phone? This is what Apple never tells you guys. So I'm gonna tell you myself. When you get a new iPhone, right? This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put on your old phone a factory reset. All right? That's what you're supposed to do. Because just in case you lose your new phone, you still have a phone that you can do that on. But instead of you having the information already ready, you may want to back that shit up once you get your new phone and everything's compatible and stuff like that. You might want to type in on your phone in the settings your Apple ID and everything. So once you're all logged in, all that stuff comes back. You don't have to worry about anything. But his dumb ass decided, hey, when I get a new phone, I'm just gonna turn it off and sit it somewhere. That's not what you're supposed to do. Not even with a computer. You're supposed to wipe that computer down. Like everything that you had in it, personal information, credit card information, all that is supposed to be wiped. Before I got the computer that I have now, and I had a similar computer to the one that I have now, but it's all under like Apple's like microchip umbrella now. But when I got rid of the old one, I wiped my old computer like to where only the default shit came up. Not to where anyone could go in it and and find the backup info on it, so they could then use all my shit against me if they found it. No, all of that shit got wiped. So for him to have 46 different fucking devices since 2011, it's been 11 years since he's had this shit, right? It's been 11 years. This fool has all his information on 46 different devices. So let's say one of those devices got lost. Everyone could then access not only his credit card information, get this, they could also access his text messages, his emails, and all the sensitive shit that they're taking people's social media accounts down for. Anyone could be in possession of that information, but he does not. He didn't understand it because he was cracked the fuck out. So none of this bullshit he really cared about. But check this out. I'll bring this up real fast. 4chan has apparently cracked Hunter Biden's iPhone backup password and are leaking everything. This is Jack Posovic or whatever who posted y'all know what I'm talking about. This is the first person who who on Twitter made this shit go viral. If it didn't go viral, we wouldn't be talking about this shit. So what's next? 4chan has already created torrents for the Hunter Biden iPhone and iCloud backups that are now seeding them. That means even if 4chan gets shut down, the copies will still be out there, as y'all heard me say this earlier. What's next? I won't get into the next picture just yet, because the next part kind of pissed me off in a way. I was like, damn, y'all just now coming out with this fucking technology? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Now, information coming out of Hunter Biden's laptop has illustrated that between November 2018 and March 2019, Joe Biden wired his son $100,000 for his expenses, at least $30,000 of which went to pay of delinquent hooker debts. Various other details have emerged about the president's son's drug and prostitution habits. Not really. There's one of them videos I got right now, and you'll see his personal activities when he's just chilling out, I guess, the hotel.
Well, I think we should discuss that while you're there,
okay,
yeah.
But why did you call me at 9 o'clock in the morning to tell me that? On the morning that the Marine Doubt article comes out.
I didn't know about Marine Doubt.
Well, you did before you started talking to me,
you
Allie.
wouldn't attack me, that you would be a bit more humble.
I did
but
not
I was
attack
wrong,
you.
and it pissed me off.
I didn't attack you.
You said I'm going to use against you.
No, okay. I said to
and
you,
then
Allie,
you said I haven't been
I don't
supportive.
want to give you information about this program because I'm afraid that you'll use it against me as not being enough.
I can't keep talking. We're going to go round and round in circles.
The program that he's probably talking about is probably like some new program for addicts. He's probably trying. His dad probably sent him to like a high-end, all expenses paid sort of detoxing center to get him off of crack cocaine. If you guys don't remember, Joe Biden coming out with his national crack pipe little ordeal that he had going on, where the federal government passed out crack pipes and needles to addicts to where they could do them in safe spaces. Are y'all fucking insane? I did that video. I don't know exactly what fucking video it is, but if I can find it, I'll put it up here like I did with the other two videos when I was speaking about something. I'll put it up here. All right. But with that being said, man, this man is basically going through it right now. Now, let me put out a little hypothesis here. Or let's just, y'all think with me real fast. He has his father in his phone as Pedo Pete. A lot of information has came out about some of the Senate being, i.e. pedophiles. with a little gate incident that happened, a few years back, that dealt with some pizza and a rocket in a pizza parlor, if y'all remember that. Let's just say that we have an inside account of some shit by this man here, Hunter Biden, of what his dad's actually into. So pay attention to what the hell's going on with this whole laptop and iCloud thing, because we might get some answers.
Arguing, Allie, I'm asking you.
Okay, I don't know. I think we should schedule a visit and we'll talk with the therapist. I'm not going to continue to argue, and I don't want to talk and make things worse.
No, the fuck he did not. This motherfucker is lighting up as we speak. Right in front of us. He's right on camera. Lighting the fuck up. Enjoying himself. Just. Oh my gosh.
Hello?
Crack smoking his body. Crack smoking his body, babe. Crack smoking his body. Crack smoking his body, babe. Crack smoking his body. Crack smoking his body, babe. Crack smoking his body. Let me turn this music off. Fuck it. This set. Crack smoking his body. Crack smoking his body, babe. Crack smoking his body. Crack smoking his body, babe. Man, I am embarrassed for the Biden family right now. Oh my gosh. This shit is hilarious. There's, one man was so forthright on convicting somebody who had a nugget of crack. Now, a lot of people that's been going around talking about this, they call Hunter Biden was smoking crack cocaine. Who the fuck calls it crack cocaine? We know that it's made up of crack and other ingredients such as water, baking soda, a cutting agent, mix it up. You got what you got. I don't know the recipe, but goddamn it, I feel as though that I'm close to what the fuck's in it. I think they cut me off. All right, never mind. Because I saw my phone go to the next video, but I'm good now. Hey, I'm saying, man, this is what's out there. YouTube, don't fuck me over. I ain't doing nothing. So more to the article is more revelations have also came out concerning Joe Biden's financing of Hunter's overseas business deals. Right before the 2020 presidential election, then candidate Joe Biden agreed to cover over $800,000 of his son Hunter Biden's bills, including legal bills that were associated with a Chinese firm. That's why I brought up China earlier. On Thursday, it was revealed that the Biden administration sent nearly 1 million barrels of oil, from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserves to a Chinese energy company in which President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, had a stake as recently as 2015. Now, a lot of this shit was on the laptop. This is what the mainstream media tried to debunk by saying, and also I would say Reuters, which people use a lot, has said that none of this was true. It was all false. Now that 4chan, which a lot of people don't even like 4chan because of I think 4chan gets a lot of things wrong, because I believe 4chan is one of those fact-checking firms like Reuters. Reuters got it wrong as well as all of the other laystream news and other fact checking firms out there who got this shit wrong. Why is it that someone over at 4chan cracked the Hunter's iCloud password and then found all this information, and then now it is to this day right now being suppressed by Google? When you type it up, you can see some things, but as far as like getting the actual shit, you probably won't find it. You gotta find another search engine that is brave enough to dish out this information. But let's move on to Apple for a little bit. Apple announced lockdown mode after all of this has happened. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me, Apple? So they put out this lockdown mode thing, right? So Apple announced a few new features for iPhones called lockdown mode to protect high-profile users such as politicians and activists against state-sponsored hackers. So it says down at the bottom there, I'll put my cursor on it right here. It says Apple introduces lockdown mode to protect iPhones from state-sponsored lockdown mode. State-sponsored hackers. Lockdown mode turns off several features on the iPhone in order to make it less vulnerable to spyware. Now, if you guys don't know, if you have an older iPhone, basically if you don't keep up with each iPhone iteration, right? There are hackers out there that put out certain spyware that you can get through like email. So don't open up like strange emails you don't know, right? So like they disguise them as well as like, hey, click here, you'll get a free Amazon gift card. You click on that, you just put spyware onto your phone. Just to let you guys know. As well as other things, like it's been said, like, and I've heard this on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. He had a person on there that said, yes, iPhones can be hacked into if you're not up on the newest iOS, and if you don't have the newest iPhone iteration, such as whatever number that you have. If you don't have that, you're vulnerable to getting spyware attacks, to where that they can take your information and use it against you. Hell, I knew somebody who logged into their iPhone, right? And every so often you'll get a prompt on your phone if you're using like an app too long. They say, hey, this app has been used in the background for such and such amount of days or whatever, right? When that prompt came up, it was from China. It was the map. The map that they showed was a Chinese road map, like a actual map that you'll see in Google. The map that they showed was in Google, and then without him even thinking, he allowed that prompt. When the prompt came, he allowed the prompt, and then just like that, they had his information. And they've been doing weird shit. Well, they was doing weird shit to his phone until he changed his password. He took off all the other devices that he had connected to it. He totally shut the passwords off of that, and then he changed the password. So I said, well, hell, they got your information already, so you might as well change credit cards and all kinds of other shit as well, because they have that info too. So, hey, but who knows? But back in, I forgot what year it was, but if you guys don't remember when, like, it was a terrorist attack, like something had happened, and the user had an iPhone, right? It was here in this country. I believe it happened in California somewhere. The person had an iPhone on them, so the FBI took the phone, but they couldn't get into it. So what they did, they asked Apple to give his information from his account, so then they could go into his phone to search for any evidence that they could use against him. The man had died, but they wanted more information to be used against him. Just so if he was working for some sort of terrorist organization, they could bring that terrorist organization down. But Apple said that privacy. They did this probably like a month later during a WWDC. And that's the Worldwide Developers Conference, if you guys don't know. They said during a WWDC that privacy is their biggest concern when it comes to customers. They've been putting out all kinds of like privacy features into the phone to where they don't have it to where anyone can get into someone's account, right? Or they don't have a backdoor created for law enforcement to then get into these accounts as well. So Tim Cook said this 6 years ago. When a domestic terrorist killed people in San Bernardino, California, and the FBI was trying to gain access to the terrorist's phone. So Tim Cook did a interview with, I believe it was maybe ABC Nightly News, I believe. And he basically doubled down on what he said. He said, look, privacy is our main concern here. So the interviewer said, well, even if it threatens national security and all of this, he was like, look, if you own an iPhone, you don't have to worry about your information going out to the public. We don't know the information here in the company. All your information is your information. Now, some people, they had a conniption, basically, when he said that. It was damn, you would protect a terrorist? And it's like, well, before we knew that this man was a terrorist, we didn't know about this guy. Like, we just know that we sold so many fucking iPhones this year, and it's still growing. We don't have that access to people's phones and their information like that, so they say. But we'll leave that up to another video. But basically what it is that Apple has announced a new lockdown mode for iPhones, iPads, and Macs to protect against Pegasus-style cyber attacks. Lockdown mode is optional protection for users who face grave targeted threats to their digital security, like politicians, journalists, and activists, Apple said. When a device is in lockdown mode, apps, websites, and features are restricted for security reasons, and others are completely disabled. So that was what they said. It was a way longer article, but I didn't feel like putting it in there. But that basically sums up what the hell the lockdown mode does. So this comes out that came out after like a day or so. They announced this feature for iOS 16, which is in beta mode right now. So after that came out, I don't know if anybody else who has an iPhone was looking at Apple funny, but I was looking at Apple funny for like 3 days. I'm like, oh word, y'all just now going to come out with this feature when this feature could have been put out a long time ago. Hell, it could have been put out with iOS 15 with all the fucking bugs that it's had. Like, you could have just did that when y'all was correcting all of the bugs. Now with that, with Apple coming up with that information, right? The Secret Service also responded and said, "We know about what happened. We're looking into it." Right? So the Secret Service basically is on this case as well to see who actually did it. 4chan said that they did it, but they, I guess, want the exact person. So here we go. Wait a minute, I gotta. Okay.
Hello and welcome back to The Stack, and here are today's top stories. The first story, you may have seen over the weekend some explosive new Hunter Biden news. His iCloud account has reportedly been hacked, and there have been lots of alarming videos and text messages coming off of it. Things like Hunter Biden measuring how much crack that he has, videos with prostitutes, all kinds of stuff that would get any normal human being into all kinds of trouble, but it's Hunter Biden. So the Secret Service has released a statement in response to this supposed hack, and I'm going to go ahead and read that statement for you. So they said, "At this time, we are not in a position to make public comments on potential investigative actions, but I can assure you the Secret Service, along with other federal law enforcement partners, are aware of the social media posts and claims referencing Mr. Biden." So that's all they've said at this point. They're aware of it. What's going to happen remains to be seen, but I think we're going to be seeing a lot more stories from this supposed hack. And the second story, there's been such an uptick.
All right. So Secret Service knows. All right, they know what's going on, and they're on the beat to know that they got things under control, and they will find what's going on. So hold on, I'm typing something real fast. So yeah. Let me move this down. So yeah, I would like to know what the hell that they have to say about this as well. So Secret Service confirmed Monday that it's aware of reports that content of Hunter Biden's iCloud account were hacked over the weekend, exposing alleged texts, pictures, and videos of the president's son doing drugs and engaging in other salacious and likely illegal activities. And if you guys don't know, Hunter Biden has been put up on charges of he's been put up on charges. Hold on. Let's look this up because I don't want to be wrong. So Hunter Biden charges. Being faced with criminal charges. Let's see. Let's see what he's being indicted on. He is being indicted on okay, that's only talking about his business dealings. Let's see. Okay, so he's being federally investigated for let's see, parents too. All right, that was an interview that I guess his lawyer had. Okay, let's see what the Independent has to say. Blah blah blah, and more blah blah blah. Register to read for free. Man, get out of here! I'm not paying for y'all. Into his tax affairs in late 2020, Biden's son Hunter Biden paid off a significant tax liability even as grand jury continued to gather evidence in a wide-ranging examination of international business dealings. According to people familiar with the case, Mr. Biden's failure to pay all of his taxes have been a focus on the ongoing Justice Department investigation, while wiping out his liability does not preclude criminal charges against him. The payment could make it harder for prosecutors to win a conviction as long or a long sentence of tax-related offenses, according to law experts. Yeah, but they're not putting the main thing of what he's being prosecuted under. He bought some hookers from New York and paid for their train ride to Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware to be exact, to have sex with them and do drugs and all kinds of other shit. I don't know if you guys have seen those pictures surface, or whatever. If you haven't seen this infamous picture of him being around a whole bunch of hookers, here it goes right here. Let me enlarge this so you guys don't see some of the other shit that's up here. So this is him. Over here, this picture down in your bottom left, that's him asleep with a crack pipe in his mouth. But these are the women that recently that he had at his hotel room that he was fucking on, and all kinds of other ill shit that he was doing, such as illicit drug use and all kinds of other shit. So, but they know the Secret Service knows what the hell he's been doing. So, 4chan users claim they hacked Biden's phone and likely illegal activity. Hold on. Phone late Saturday night, posting pictures to the website's main political forum, according to the Washington Examiner. Many of the posts were taken down by the website. The Secret Service said that they are aware of the social media posts and claims about Biden, but are not in a position to make public comments on potential investigative actions. In a statement to National Review, one video purports to show Biden measuring the amount of crack he had while in conversation with a prostitute. Now that was the first video that I showed you guys, which was this one. He was weighing the crack. I guess the bitch shorted him because she said she counted 20.8. He said 20.7, and boom. That was that video. So another alleged video shows Biden going down a water slide naked, and Texas allegedly revealed show Biden claiming that President Joe Biden was in possession of 5 guns in 2019. Despite campaigning on gun control, many of the files posted by 4chan were already found on Biden's abandoned laptop via iPhone XS backup, according to the Washington Examiner. Former Secret Service agent and cyber forensic expert Gus previously told the outlet that the contents of the iPhone are authentic. Based on my analysis of the iPhone, I concluded the same results as many analysis of the MacBook Pro laptop hard drive and iCloud sync data. The person who owns and operates this iPhone X is Robert Hunter Biden, Gus said, according to the outlet. The abandoned laptop also previously revealed that the president knew about his son's business dealings, and he wanted in. He said, "Motherfucker, break me off a piece." With business dealings with China, despite repeatedly claiming that he has never spoken to him about his overseas business dealings. But this is the crazy part. Hunter Biden is a goddamn lawyer. So why would he need to have business dealings in China? Or as Trump says it, China. Why would he need them? Like, it makes no sense. So, let's see. Joe Biden left a voicemail on Hunter Biden's phone after New York Times released a story in 2018 about the first son's business dealings with the Chinese oil giant China Energy Company Limited, the CEFC. The Daily Mail first reported. Hey pal, it's Dad. It's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you can get a chance to give me a call, nothing urgent. I just want to talk to you, the president reportedly said. I thought the article released online, it's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think you're clear. And anyway, if you get a chance, give me a call. I love you. He added the New York Times article covered I don't know how to say this. Yi Jianming, the former CEFC, being arrested on charges of bribery, and mentioned that he had met with Hunter Biden in a private meeting in 2017 in a bid to secure a business partnership. After the voicemail was published, the White House press secretary was pressed about the president's claims that he'd never spoken to his son about foreign business deals. Well, first I'll say that what the president said stands. Karen, or is it Kareem? I think it's Kareem Jean-Pierre. Said that's his new press secretary, because Jen Psaki said, "Fuck it, I quit. I can't do this shit no more." So if he's that what the president said, that is what stands. So basically, she was lying. Because nothing that the president really says makes fucking sense. And if you try to get an answer from the vice president, her shit doesn't make any fucking sense either. So we can't really get a straight answer out of them two, so we can only go with what we've seen and what has been presented to us. So, above all, people, remember, don't panic. Don't get into panic mode, because this isn't the time to panic. But yeah, I want to, before I go, because that was the end of what I have presented for you guys today. Before I go, they're saying that Biden is down a few points or so to where it's his approval rating. His approval rating, I believe, is like somewhere in like the teens or something, or the 20s, to where he won't get reelected. No one likes his ass. They'll rather someone else from the Democratic Party be elected or whatever. But if you guys haven't been really paying attention, all of this liberal woke shit is about to go out the damn it's about to fly out the door, for the simple fact that a lot of these people that they're pissing off, they don't want none of this shit to proceed anymore. They rather their country be they rather their country go down, well, not go down, but they rather their country to be more what's the word that they use? They rather for their country to be more patriotic again. They don't want to see any of the foolishness that's been going on here in society go on anymore. So when you guys go to vote for your politicians this November, just know that it's going to be a red wave going on in this country. Because I believe that we're going to see what happened when Trump got elected, where the Republicans are going to take over the House again, and as well, the Republicans are going to probably be presidents again for several more years until the Democrats get their goddamn acts together. But you really can't trust any of the groups, the Republicans or Democrats. So I don't really feel as though that really fucking matters of who is who is in office and who's not in office. I don't really think it really matters, because a lot of these fuckers lie to us anyway. So it's it's just par for the course, but it's something that we you start paying attention more to, because it's we about to go on a ride these next few years. So just get yourself ready for it, because I don't want to be the one to tell you that I told you so. All right, so I believe that concludes tonight's show. I didn't have a long show waiting for you guys like I usually do. I just came in here and got the hell out, and I'm ready to see what the hell this video is going to say to me after, or YouTube is going to say to me after this video is done streaming. I'm ready to see that my account has been suspended for a week to where I can't do anything. I want to see if there's any restrictions on this as well, for me sharing some of this information about Joe Biden to you guys. But other than that, hey man, I don't fucking care. But if you stayed, I'll give you a round of applause. And with that being said, I got to come out of here with my funky theme music. So, everybody, if you're here with me right now, and I thank you for being here. Like, it's not all the time I get to say this to you guys, but I'll like for you guys to be here. But anyway, people, on Fridays I do my game stream. It's called Marcus Speaks Play. I do it here on on my channel here on YouTube, Marcus Speaks, as well as my second channel, Marcus Speaks Play, which you can find both of those in the link, in links in the description box below. So check those links out. I appreciate it as well. As Marcus Speaks Live, which I'm doing now, my podcast, comes on Saturdays, as well as my game stream comes on Fridays at the same time at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please tune in. You won't regret what you're watching. And I'll tell you this now: every show's an adventure. So if you're willing to go on that adventure with me, I am willing to take you along with me. So once again, like I said, don't forget to check me out as well on either channel, both channels. But like I said, links are in the description box below for both of these channels. Hit those links, subscribe to me, okay? Do me a favor, like this video, share this video, and subscribe if you're new here, all right? And hit that bell icon to also get all my notifications once I go live. And if you want to watch me on Twitch playing games, I'm also on there playing games as well on Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check me out on all these platforms that I have for you in the description box, all right? So check me out, real fast. If you would like to come up here and talk to me, which today's show would have been a perfect show for you guys to come up here and talk to me, you can, but there's 3 rules. First rule, you must be on camera. Number 2, if you don't want to be on camera, you have to be on camera here in the backstage. There's a private chat back here and tell me, hey, in the private chat, I don't want my face to be shown on camera. Is that fine? I said, hey, it's fine. You just have to be on camera back here. Let me know that you don't want to be on camera here in the private chat, and I'll let you know before you come up. Make sure you have your name tagged in the private chat and say I don't want to be on camera, and I'll let you know as soon as I'm ready for you to come up. Turn your camera off so you can come up here. And the third one is this: silence all background noise. I don't want to hear you talk to anybody in the background. I don't want to hear anybody talking in the background. I don't want to hear your baby crying. I don't want to hear your dog barking. I don't want to hear your favorite song in the background. I don't want to hear you frying fish in the background. I don't want to hear none of that shit, all right? So go in a nice, secluded, quiet place so you can come and talk to me in your own home. I'm sorry, I got to put rules on your home. But please, silence all background noise, all right? So if you would like to talk to me at any time when it comes to the topics that I'm talking about, the link will always be in the description box below. If you're on your computer, it's up there. If you're on your phone, it's down there. I guess that's it that I have for you. So, everybody, if you're here, still here, you're still watching. Like, again, I'm thankful for being here. So with that being said, people, I'm out. I'm going to enjoy my tacos that I made. So check me out next Friday, all right? For some more Marcus Speaks Play. Before I go, please get to that money, all right? If you got a good job and you're making good money, go do some overtime, make some more money as well. Drink more water, all right? It's better for you instead of drinking all that other shit that you drink. As well as mind your own business, all right? Mind your own goddamn business. And also, do your own research, all right? I'll check you guys out next week. I thank you all for watching. Peace out.